We've gone through a substantial portfolio repositioning by selling off our clinical healthcare assets, which we were really successful with last year. So we've now been able to really focus our efforts this year on our core building blocks of growth, focused on in-place portfolio growth, 2% weighted average top tier in the space, revenue generating CapEx with our existing tenants, which we really love to do, deepening that relationship, improving the quality of our assets, and improving the length of our lease terms. The development build-to-suit pipeline, as we just talked about, and then fourth is regular way deals.
I'm here today with John Moragne, CEO of Broadstone Net Lease. John, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
What were some key goals you set for Broadstone in 2025, and how are they progressing?
Sure, we had two main ones for the year. Midpoint of our AFFO per share guidance is 3%. We're on track for that. We're hoping we're going to do better. And then the second one relates to our differentiated growth strategy, which is centered around four core building blocks, but one of which is our build-to-suit program. Our goal for that is $500 million in new build-to-suit commitments. Where we sit today, we have $310 million or so that are committed, and about $80 million of that is part of that 500 goal for the year. So if we can hit it the way we want to, the goal is to add another 400 or so over the course of the rest of this year, and we're well on our way, partnering with a number of developers across the country.
You noted build-to-suits in your previous answer. Can you elaborate on how these differ from other opportunities you're looking at?
Sure. So if you take our existing committed pipeline of build-to-suits, which is about $310 million, the weighted average initial yield is about 7.5%. We've got straight line yields that are almost 9%. Upfront rent bumps, almost 3%, and we've got a weighted average term of about 13 years. So if you take, 7.5% and 3% and 13 years and a straight line yield of 9%, that's a fantastic investment profile for $310 million of things. Compare that to regular way deals, and we think it's a better place for us to be allocating capital today, particularly because when you compare a 7.5% yield from the development standpoint to what those assets are probably priced at on a stabilized basis, which are anywhere from 75 to 100 basis points inside of that, you're building 7.5 cap assets that you could sell in the future at low 6 cap, high 5 cap. So it's a fantastic place for us to allocate capital. We're essentially building things that we couldn't afford if we were trying to buy them straight off the market.
And looking beyond 2025, what milestones or strategic shift do you think will matter most to Broadstone's success over the next 3 to 5 years? And how are you positioning the company today to capitalize on that opportunity while mitigating the key risks?
So everything that we've been doing over the last 3 years keys into what we are looking to do over the next 3 to 5 years. We've gone through a substantial portfolio repositioning by selling off our clinical healthcare assets, which we were really successful with last year. So we've now been able to really focus our efforts this year on our core building blocks of growth, focused on in-place portfolio growth, 2% weighted average top tier in the space, revenue generating CapEx with our existing tenants, which we really love to do, deepening that relationship, improving the quality of our assets, and improving the length of our lease terms. The development build-to-suit pipeline, as we just talked about, and then fourth is regular way deals. So adding all of those things together, we're building to a place where, again, 3% growth or hopefully better this year, and getting to a spot in 2026 and beyond where we believe we can deliver consistent single-digit AFFO per share growth year after year.